Hey everyone, it's Victoria here, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Denzil Lee from Sunglasses for Sport for our mini masterclass on shooting eyewear. I know this is a real biggie for so many ladies. This video is perfect for intermediate ladies who are really keen to get to grips with shooting eyewear. So Denzil, really good to have you here today. Thanks for joining me. Before we get going, can you just tell us a little bit more about you and your company, please?
I've been running my own businesses since the year 2000, and in 2007, which is 11 years ago now, I started Sunglasses for Sport, primarily an online shop to sell sports eyewear, not just for shooting, but for all sports. At the same time, I started my own brand of sports sunglasses called Evolution, and that's grown a lot and been very successful to the point it's now a standalone business, and it runs alongside Sunglasses for Sport. I come from a shooting family. My dad is 87. He started shooting when he was 12. And I started game and clay shooting when I was 12. And that's a very long time ago. So I've been steeped in shooting all my life, and I love it. And I do lots of clays. I'm chairman of a members club at the moment. I've been a chairman for a long time, and I founded that club in 1986. So not surprisingly, as I love shooting, then we have focused on shooting eyewear. So a lot of what Sunglasses for Sport is about is shooting eyewear. We're a pillar premier dealer. And Evolution now is the best-selling shooting eyewear in the UK by volume. We sell a lot of Evolution shooting eyewear.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing, Denzil. So, can we kick off with the basics? What are we actually looking for when we buy a pair of shooting glasses?
Okay, well, the few important things to look for, and I hope everybody can see that, is that you want a really big wrap. You want to cover all your eyes. Obviously, very important for game and clay shooting that all your eyes are covered. You really should be looking for something that's frameless and rimless, so that nothing gets in the way of vision. And most importantly, the lens material should be made of polycarbonate. Now, polycarbonate, I'll just show you on a lens, is super strong. You see that? I'm bending that right over. It's an incredibly tough material. It's 3 times lighter than glass and has 20 times the impact strength. So all shooting eyewear really should be made of polycarbonate. Fantastic material. Stopper pellet and obviously, importantly, a shard of clay. So that's basically what you should look for. Also, all good quality shooting eyewear should be UV 400, which is the maximum protection from UVR. UVR, I'm sure, as the members are aware, is very, very damaging to eyes. Its effects are cumulative and irreversible. And if you don't protect your eyes when you're outside, later in life you might get cataracts or indeed macular degeneration, which of course can lead to blindness.
For those ladies who are wearing, say, standard sunglasses for their shooting, what would you say to them? Is that enough protection, do you think?
You do need to be careful. I mean, if it's not something you've bought specifically as shooting eyewear from a gun shop or a shooting ground, or from a specialist like ourselves, you could be wearing designer or fashion sunglasses. Now, the material will not have, it's probably made of a material called CR39, and it doesn't provide full impact protection, and it's not shatterproof. You might have bought a polarized pair of sunglasses. Now, typically, a polarized pair of sunglasses under 60 pounds. It has a very thin lens material. It's called TAC. And again, it's not shatterproof. So it really does come back to having shooting eyewear that's got polycarbonate lenses. Now, a lot of sports eyewear, because the manufacturer doesn't know how the product's going to be used, it could be used for shooting, does have polycarbonate lenses. So if it's something that's used like a multi-sport product, you can check, but it probably will have polycarbonate lenses. But be a little bit careful about fashion and designer sunglasses or eyewear, because the lens material probably will not be shatterproof. And the other thing to be a little bit careful about if your members wear prescription eyewear. Now, a lot of prescription eyewear, again, uses that CR39 material that opticians use. And although it's easy for them to work with, but again, it's not shatterproof. So if you are going to get prescription shooting eyewear done, ask the optician to make sure it's got polycarbonate lenses.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Denzil. Yeah, it's just absolutely not worth the risk, is it? So for novice shooters, who might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the different coloured lenses. Can you just give us a rundown of how the different coloured lenses are suited to different light, different light and condition, please, Denzil?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, there are really 4 or 5 colours that you should be using in shooting. If you're shooting into the sun, as we often do, and you get those high glare conditions on some summer bright days, you really want a grey or a brown to take all that glare off. On dull winter days, or if you're shooting in woods, or basically just in poor light conditions, the yellow is a fantastic colour. Now, the yellow is a light-enhancing colour. It literally lifts the light. It's great on game shooting at the end of the day on the last 2 drives, and it's also a great, very, very popular clay colour. Now, the other very, very popular colour is orange, orange or rose. Now, these are high-definition colours. They sharpen everything in the field of vision. They're great for shooting at orange clays. They're good in overcast conditions. It's a good all-round colour. Now, also, because they sharpen everything in the field of vision, they're very good if your eyes are tired. So a good colour at the end of the day when your eyes are tired. Purple is becoming the shooting colour. It was introduced by Pillar a few years ago, and everybody else has followed suit, including ourselves. And it's called the background neutralizer. It dulls a dark background, like a bank of trees or a grass bank. And it means that you can see any moving object. It might be a pheasant, or it could be a black clay or an orange clay against that dark background. It's also a really soothing color. I wear purple nearly all the time because I find it very easy on the eyes. Great color to wear all day long. Quite a versatile colour. You can wear it in most light conditions.
Yeah, we see an awful lot of ladies wearing purple lenses.
Can I also say, Victoria, that we have got this guide to what lens colours do. And if any of your members contact us, we'd be very, very happy to send it out to them or email it out to them so they can get a good picture on what all the lens colours do.
So are everyone's eyes the same? And do lenses work in exactly the same way for everyone?
Yes, they do. Pretty much the same for everyone, unless they're colourblind, which is awkward because everyone, if they are colourblind, then colourblindness varies from person to person. And we do get people that are colourblind are contacting us, and it's not easy to solve that. Really, you've got to experiment. You need to experiment with the different lens colours. And that comes back to buying less expensive ones. Like Evolution, which are typically around about £20, because at that level you can afford to experiment until you find the right colour for your eyes. Now, a lot of women shooters are right-handed but left-eye dominant. Very typical amongst women shooters. And one of the things to look for is small nose pads. You know what you see there. A lot of eyewear has big, chunky, fat nose pads. But if you're closing one eye or you're squinting an eye, that big nose pad will get in the way. So look for something that's got small, unobtrusive nose pads. If you're left eye or right, if you've got an off eye, if I can put it that way.
That is so useful to know. So, what would be the most common type of shooting glasses? Would you say, like the most popular?
You've got obviously something like the Evolution range, which I mentioned earlier, very, very popular now. You do get manufacturers. This is a model made by Block, and it's a multi-sport product, but it's ideal for shooting. It sits quite high on the face, so you don't see the top of the frame. It's got that great big full wrap that we're looking for, and it's got polycarbonate lenses. So although it wasn't specifically made for shooting, it is ideal for shooting.
Excellent.
And then you've got quite a lot of Oakley models. This one is called EV0 Path.
Very nice indeed. Like that.
The new Oakley, what they call Prism lens, which is a fantastic lens. It's really fantastic quality. And as you can see, again, there's no frame there to get in the way. And it's got that full wrap. Now, because Oakley make products for all sports, they have made sure that all their lenses have full impact protection.
Oh, okay.
So you're safe wearing anything made by Oakley. and they are great products. Oakley makes them really, really nice products. And then further up the scale, of course, at the top end of the market, you've got the pillars. And this is the Outlaw model, which is their best-selling model. Outlaw's worn by just about all the top shooters in the world. This and their original Panther model. And they use Zeiss lenses, and they are very, very good.
Yeah, they're literally the best there is, isn't there? So we have a lady in our members only Facebook group who was asking for recommendations recently. She has some pillar sunglasses which were bought for her, and they're just a little bit too big for her face because she's very petite. So do you have any recommendations for ladies who are smaller and perhaps have a smaller face and find really large sunglasses a bit of kind of, obstructive, I guess?
Yeah, and sometimes it's actually not obvious from the shape whether it will fit somebody with smaller faces. So you do need to try them on. With our company, if it doesn't suit, you just send it back. It's no problem. Obviously, we fully refund. So something like this Matrix, because it's got that full wrap, does actually fit a lot of smaller faces. We've got another model called Chameleon, which will suit nearly all women and teenagers. And we've got another multi-lens set called Evolution Quest, which is specifically made for smaller faces. So you do have to experiment a little because it's not always obvious just by looking at the eyewear whether it will fit a smaller face.
Yeah, that's really good to know because it's not always obvious, is it, when you're buying something online, like, if it's going to suit. So, interchangeable lenses then. What's your advice to women who are in the market for buying some glasses? Would you recommend a set of frames or interchangeable lenses? What do you reckon, Denzil?
One or two routes. I think if you were going to settle on a single pair, then I would slightly compromise on the color, go for orange or rose or purple. They cope with most weather conditions and they're pretty versatile. But an interchangeable set is a very good option. I've got a set here. Again, it's not going to be that straightforward with this little camera, but you can see it's got 3 lenses. A lot of the sets that we sell also have 4 lenses. This set comes with an orange and a yellow and a grey. Now, those 3 are great colors to have. You've got the grey for strong sun, you've got the yellow for low light, and you've got the orange, good for orange glaze, and also good for overcast conditions. So, yeah, an interchangeable set is, it's a lower cost option if you're not buying 3 whole frames and lenses. So a set like this is typically £40, and you've got 3 lenses.
Yeah, definitely. So you don't need to spend a small fortune by any means, do you? And I think, I totally agree. Interchangeable lenses are such a good option, aren't they? So, Denzil, could you tell us the difference between, say, a £30 pair of glasses and, for instance, a £300 pair of top-end glasses, please?
Yeah, really, you'll be paying for the quality of the lenses. At the £300 level, which is typically a Pillar or a Randolph Engineering, they are exceptional quality lenses. The very best lenses for shooting that you can buy. So really, there wouldn't be a fantastic difference in the robustness of the frame, but it really comes down to those lenses. What I would say is if you're going to be competing at a high level, it's no difference to buying a Perazzi or a Krieghoff or a top-of-the-range Browning or Beretta. You will want to have the best. And then it does come down to Pillar and Randolph. If you're not intending to compete at that very top level, there's lots of shooting eyewear there around under £100 that's perfectly adequate, perfectly good. For most of my shooting, particularly at club level, I don't wear my pillars. I actually use my own Evolution range, and I find them just perfectly adequate for everyday shooting.
Yeah, so at that level, they're really worth the money, aren't they? So I think you've kind of answered my next question, actually, which was for a novice or someone that's just getting into shooting, how much would you recommend, or how much do you think they can expect to spend on a pair of shooting glasses?
Yeah, as I say, it depends on the level you're going to be shooting at. But if you're a novice or up to intermediate, what I would typically call a club level shooter, you no need to go and buy something that's £300. There's lots of options. We've got options on the Sunglasses for Sport website that start at £10.
Absolute bargain.
They've got polycarbonate lenses. They're good quality lenses, and they'll get somebody going. They really will. And then you can progress upwards. But as I say, there's no really need to spend more than £100 unless you want to start entering competitions.
Yeah, that's really good to know. And, you know, the fact that you don't need to spend a fortune as well, and that's more money to like spend on cartridges or, you know, something else. So, Denzil, do you have any final thoughts for the ladies who are watching this before we close out?
Yeah, I think just, I always say if you're going to go anywhere near a shooting ground, make sure you've got your, proper eyewear protection on. Over the years, I've lost count of the number of times I've been hit by a shard of clay from a driven or incoming bird, and you've only got one pair of eyes. It really isn't worth the risk. It bothers me when I go shooting at playgrounds and I do see people not wearing eyewear. They're taking a fantastic risk. It's not worth it. For the cost involved, and they're also missing out because they're not realizing what lens colors can do. One of our more mature club members at the shooting club that I helped run was struggling with it to see a clay in a wood the other day. This is a guy, he's in his mid-60s. So I lent him a pair of Evolution yellow lenses, and he couldn't believe the difference. He'd actually never worn a coloured lens in his life.
Oh, wow.
And he was astonished. He was literally astonished. And he's gone on to buy some. But there are people out there, and so they're missing out. I mean, one, they really got to protect their eyes, but two, they're missing out on what the lens colours can do for them.
So good to know. So, Denzil, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm so grateful to you for joining me. So if people want to find out more about you, they can go to sunglassesforsport.com, and all your details and full range are on the website.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
And are you on social media?
If you want to email me, it's denzil@sunglassesforsport.com, and I'll happily provide any advice I can.
Fantastic. So where can we find you on social media? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah. We've got a Facebook page, and we've got a Google Plus page, and we've got a Pinterest page. So we are out there on social media.
Excellent. So I shall ensure that they're all linked to below so everyone can get in touch. Well, thanks again, Denzil. It's been really, really good, and I shall see you soon.
Thank you very much.